Hey everybody, welcome back to Whiteboard Finance. My name is Marco and I'm here to help you master your money and build your wealth. So Robinhood is publicly filed for its IPO with the SEC on July 1st. And thanks to SimpliSafe for sponsoring this video, but more on that later. This is a very exciting IPO which many are eagerly waiting for because so many people use this trading platform. I actually use Robinhood as the broker in my Stock Market for Beginners video course, which you can watch for free on my YouTube channel. So in this video, I wanted to talk about some key facts and figures surrounding this IPO. Stay tuned. So very quickly, what is Robinhood? I'm sure you're all familiar, but Robinhood is a trading app that allows everyday people to buy and sell stocks, options, ETFs, and cryptocurrencies. It was founded in April of 2013 by Vlad Tenev and Baiju Bhatt in Menlo Park, California, who had previously built high-frequency trading platforms for financial companies in New York City. Their rise to fame was offering commission-free trades of stocks and ETFs via this mobile app, which was actually introduced in March of 2015. I personally never used Robinhood because I was not living in my mother's basement eating chicken tendies, but as the app became more and more popular, I decided to try it out for myself roughly in 2018. The user interface is excellent and it really is the easiest way, in my opinion, for a beginner to start investing in the market, which is why I used it in my Stock Market for Beginners video. My first personal experience with Robinhood, meeting these people in person and actually meeting the team, was at FinCon in Washington, D.C., and they threw an awesome party. There was a lot of YouTubers there, and I'm not going to name any names, but it was at a crazy event which had whatever. I'm not going to go into any more details. Let's get into the IPO and the numbers. So let's get into the IPO and numbers. Robinhood plans to offer and sell 52.4 million shares, with shareholders selling about 2.6 million at a price between $38 to $42 each. This will raise roughly $2 billion for the company. These shares are supposed to start trading next week at a company valuation of $33 billion. So when Robinhood was originally being offered to startup investors in 2020 at a valuation of $12 billion, no one could have anticipated its huge growth from then. This growth was driven by a ton of retail investors opening new accounts, along with tons of options and crypto trading taking place on the app. If you guys remember the frenzy of March 2020 leading all the way up to this, I'll show you some charts and graphs later. So let's take a look at some key numbers here from the S1 filing that I actually skimmed through, and a lot of these numbers will actually blow you away. Okay, so these numbers are coming from their S1, which was filed with the SEC. I actually went through that entire document. It is huge. I used a lot of Command F and a lot of Control F, and I searched for things like monthly, users, growth, things like that. So the first fun fact is that they have 18 million funded accounts at the end of March 2021. There's actually more, which I'll get to later here in this slide. So they have 18 million net funded accounts, 17.7 monthly active users. They have $81 billion of assets under custody, meaning that there's $81 billion on their platform for the most part. Over 50% of Robinhood users are first-time investors and 80% are organic or referred new customers. So this means that only 20% of their marketing is actually gaining them new users, so it really is the 80-20 rule. This is a good thing. 80% organic or referred is a really high number. So these numbers are from the end of March 2021, and I've actually done more research and learned that Robinhood added over 4 million more users through the end of June, bringing that total number to funded accounts of 22 million. There are roughly 210 million people in the United States who are 18 years or older, and this means that basically 10% of everyone in the country over 18 has a Robinhood account. This is 1 out of 10 adults, okay? So I thought that figure was pretty crazy. So what are the other 9 out of 10 doing? Let's go, let's get with it, people. Let's dive into some of the user numbers further. Okay, so let's dive into user numbers very quickly. You're gonna see some interesting growth charts here, or lack thereof in the recent months. This is probably why Robinhood is a household name at this point, at least on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter. However, things are slowing down a bit. Take a look at this chart showing monthly unique visitors. You can see that there was a huge surge in January and February of this year, and things are starting to slow down just a bit. The same trend applied to other brokerages below, but the biggest spike was for Robinhood by far. If you look at year-over-year traffic, visits to Robinhood.com are down significantly since February, and by the looks of this bar chart, when comparing year-over-year growth, you can see the same. This is for the site, however, and I couldn't find anything clarifying if this was for the mobile app as well. Remember, this is for Robinhood.com. What I can clarify is that this video is sponsored by SimpliSafe, which I will get into right now.
SimpliSafe on.
SimpliSafe is an incredibly effective, reliable home security system that will make sure your home is safe. You just order it online or over the phone and it's delivered right to your home, and you set it up yourself in under an hour. You just stick the sensors exactly where you need them, and from there your home is professionally monitored 24/7 if anything happens. They'll make sure the police gets called. They've got sensors to cover every window, room, and door, and plus a lot of great extras like water sensors, temperature sensors, and HD cameras. You can see a sensor right there. It's all really easy to use, and you get around-the-clock protection for just 50 cents a day with no contracts. They've even won US News and World Report's Best Overall Home Security System of 2020. So the reason I chose to get SimpliSafe is because I believe in the product. Otherwise, I wouldn't have them as a sponsor on the channel. This is my entire business right here, you guys. You can see the video portion and also the audio portion right here. This is a company that I believe in and I use daily. The setup process was super easy. You basically just install the home base right here, pretty much where your door is. This is the door to my studio. You got this right here. You can set it if you're at home, if you're away. And this whole process took about 40 minutes, if I remember correctly. You just stick the sensors, which you can see right here. This is a sensor for the window. So if this window is opened while it's armed, that'll actually notify the police. Same thing with this right here. This is a microphone that knows when glass shatters, that'll actually notify the police as well. So you can see here, this is the base station. This is kind of like the brain of the operation that talks to the thing by the door over there. And then you can arm it with the keypad. You also have other things like temperature sensors. So if you live in a cold climate or you live in a hot climate, this will actually prevent your pipes from freezing if your HVAC or your heat goes out. So basically, you can see here that if you want to actually look at the sensors and how they work, if I were to open this door right here, you can hear that right there beeping. That's that sensor right there. So basically, this whole property is covered. So I actually have a funny story, and let me disarm this. I'm gonna get this off camera real quick.
Alarm off.
My wife didn't know I installed this, and when she came into the studio, the cops actually came because she didn't know the code. So it absolutely does work. So I just wanted to show you guys this system. I'm still using it a year later, and I'm still incredibly happy with SimpliSafe. Okay, so let's get into some fun figures. Their average revenue per customer is $137, up from $83 a customer in the same period from 2020. This shows promising growth. Robinhood makes more money when its customers trade more. They make money through interest, premium accounts, margin lending, and payment for order flow to Citadel. This actually accounts for $720 million of its revenue in 2020. Robinhood sells customer trades to market makers who in return promise to execute the trade at or better than current market prices. This order flow sales actually accounts for 81% of its revenue in Q1 2021. This is what allows brokers to offer commission-free trading to customers. So remember, if you aren't paying for the platform, you are the product. Robinhood has $11.6 billion of crypto assets under custody, and crypto accounts for 17% of their revenues in Q1 2021, which is up from 4% in Q4 of 2020. Robinhood customers traded roughly $88 billion worth of crypto in Q1 of 2021. A lot of this was driven through Dogecoin because of Elon Musk. Doge trading was actually 34% of crypto revenue for Robinhood's entire crypto business. The other thing that I couldn't fit onto the whiteboard here was that Robinhood has had at least 7 regulatory investigations by US state and federal organizations named in the prospectus that I went over. Some are California Attorney General, some are New York State's Department of Financial Services over anti-money laundering and cybersecurity, which Robinhood has already set aside and said that it would result in at least $10 million in financial penalties. So Robinhood has $4.8 billion on its balance sheet. A lot of this was highlighted and put under a microscope during the GameStop saga a few months ago that my friend Brian Jung covered very thoroughly on his channel. So the reason was because Robinhood didn't have enough of its own money to back customer trades, so they had to raise $3.5 billion in convertible debt in just a few days. There's a reason why I'm bringing this all up, and we're gonna get into my thoughts right now. Okay, so as always, I leave you with my thoughts for the video. So the first thing is that the average user is very young. 70% of their users are from ages 18 to 40, and the median age is 31. The reason I'm bringing this up is because this is typically seen as a fun brokerage where most of my friends keep their play money at. Okay, it's a portion of their portfolio that they're willing to kind of just, throw into meme stocks and crypto and things like that. So when people get older and they start to amass real wealth because they watch Whiteboard Finance and share all my videos with their friends, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, they start to park their money in the bigger brokerages of the world, kind of like your Vanguards and Schwabs and things like that. So one of my concerns is, once people get past their Dogecoin and they lose their butts in certain meme stocks, are they going to keep returning to the Robinhood platform? This is in no reflection of my opinion of the platform itself. It's just, the type of demographic that they're catering to. The second thing is the retail boom. So the retail trading boom is slowing down. I showed you those charts, you can see that. There was a whirlwind of new investors jumping into stocks and crypto over the past 6 months or so, and most of them using Robinhood because it's the most friendly app to do so, as I showed you. So can Robinhood actually rely on this type of growth forever, this retail trading growth? So Robinhood themselves have already come out and said that their revenue for the 3 months ending for September 30th, 2021 are to be lower compared to June 21 as a result of decreased levels of trading activity. This is actually pretty bold from a company that used the word growth 217 times in their S1 filing, which I did a Command F on my MacBook for. So all in all, I know I didn't dig into too many numbers just because this is more of kind of like a gut check on the users and things like that. Their quarterly revenue is definitely up, and it's up big, especially in Q1 of 2020, moving through Q2 and 3. But for the most part, I just don't know if Robinhood can kind of shake that moniker of being like a meme trading app, or like, hey mom, get me chicken tendies, my call options are about to expire, stuff like that. So I personally use it. I enjoy it. The user interface is the best by far in my personal opinion. And I think a lot of these legacy brokerages have a lot of catching up to do. But to say that it'll be around in 10, 15, 20, 30 years, I just don't have a crystal ball and I can't answer that. Me personally, I can't give financial advice, but I probably won't be investing in this IPO, but I still will be a Robinhood user. With all that being said, if you want to sign up for Robinhood to get a free stock, check out the link in the description below. And as always, have a prosperous day. Mom, chicken tendies!